Hey everyone, it's been over 2 minutes, I haven't been raped yet. Unless you want to count Dean Esmay's recent obsession with me. Link below. Stop playing break free from your chains, to break free from your cage. What we don't want to do is go back to a traditionalist world. Hey everybody, I'm Diana Davison. I got a recent question in my YouTube messages, which it was a couple of weeks ago actually, and I've spent a fair bit of time thinking about it. And it's the topic of my video today, MGTOW versus PUA. I don't understand why PUA seems to be seen as the annoying little brother of MGTOW who won't go away, when a lot of the inner game principles seem to align themselves perfectly with what I understand to be MGTOW. Said principles being, there is no reason I am not enough. Women are simply other people, not royalty to be placed on pedestals, etc., etc. I realize my take on PUA seems to be cut from a different cloth, but why does there seem to be such a huge separation between the PUA and MGTOW communities when both seem to follow very similar mentalities? My answer was, what an intriguing question. I don't actually know a lot about the PUA community. My introduction to it was Manhood Academy, and they had a guidebook that sounded a fuckload like traditionalism. Women need to be dominated and provided for because they are weak. That is absurd. Women pretend to be weak so they can coerce men into providing for them. Manhood Academy is, by all indications, a bunch of university goofs who wear cool hoodies and modify their voices to sound like Mickey Mouse to hide their identities. Obviously, this is not representative of the larger PUA community. From what I understand, given my limited research on the subject, the problem is that many PUAs think that acquiring pussy is a sign of success, and that desire to get pussy is another form of gynocentrism. What you described is, and actually I should pause here, he described that he had problems with women because of past experiences, and that when he used pickup artist techniques, it actually taught him to get over his fear of women and so on. So what you described to me is like exposure therapy. You chose a path that would bring you into contact with a greater number of women so you could build your immunity to their guiles and tricks. I like it. This is actually a legitimate form of therapy. It's often used with phobias or OCD behaviors. They purposefully put themselves in the situation which causes the reaction, and they force themselves to release the reactive behavior. Pickup artists start with two premises. They ask, what do women want? And they follow up with the idea that female approval gives them value or worth. MGTOW don't ask what women want because they don't give a fuck. They reject female approval, recognizing it as a tool of control over men. On one level, I don't mind gamers, or PUAs, because their targets are women who are playing the same game. I do have a bit of a problem with liars, though, and I think that PUA aren't just lying to women, they are lying to themselves. It's akin to me, to the problem of affirmations. With affirmations, people take a phrase that isn't true, like, I'm a successful person and people like me, and they post it on their fridge, they say it out loud every day, and they try to make it true through repetition. They are affirming a lie every day, trying to make it a truth. And affirmations only work in shallow, short-term ways. Affirmations reveal your weaknesses. If you're saying, I'm sexy and women like me, it reveals that you feel sexually inadequate and that it bothers you. You're vulnerable to women, and that is the problem. The problem is not getting women to like you. It's that you don't like yourself. There are many different ways of being MGTOW, assuming we agree that being married isn't one of them. But some are more important than others in terms of long-term solutions. I'm really excited by Barbar, JTO, Spetsnaz, and RBK because they ask men to do the soul-searching that will actually break them of gynocentrism, instead of just trying to figure out how to survive in the gynocentric world. There's a big difference. Women use their gender to avoid having to earn respect. Men are only socially crippled when you let women determine your social value. PUAs continue to assess their social value by how much pussy they get, which means PUAs, unlike MGTOW, continue to put their identities in the hands of self-serving women. PUAs just have fun by not sticking around to pay the bills, but they still let women decide if they have value. A PUA who doesn't get laid is still a loser because women haven't bestowed anything upon them. MGTOW doesn't require female approval. That makes them more free. Does that make sense? Can PUA help men to make better judgments of character? That fits with the exposure therapy idea. The worst part of abuse is not that an asshole fucked you. It's the loss of trust in yourself to prevent it from happening again. I think PUA can help men overcome their vulnerability and loss of self-trust that way, but it shouldn't be through affirmation lie-style affectations. That's where MGTOW gets it right and PUA gets it wrong. Alright, so for a summary. I think that pickup artist techniques might be really useful to guys who for whatever reasons, aren't capable of completely releasing themselves for the need for female approval. So, MGTOW sometimes they're like, oh, you're so fucking harsh and you don't understand human nature and guys can't do this. Guys are, it's impossible what you're asking of us. For those guys who think that, and I don't think it's true at all, it's just there's some people who feel that way. For them, pickup artist techniques may help them to expose themselves to this fear that they have of women or this intimidation factor, this awe that they might hold for the female of the species. And it could help them get past that by understanding them better and to help them get more comfortable around them. But there's a danger aspect to pickup artistry that they haven't really dealt with, and that's that lying to women is now considered a form of rape. If you follow through in your game and you actually have sex with this woman, or you even let yourself get alone with a woman where there aren't other witnesses, you're going to expose yourself to the court systems who are not going to be in your favor. So you got to remember that women aren't just a challenge to the world you live in, your identity and all this other stuff. They are a fucking danger. Women are dangerous for men if you get alone with them and they aren't somebody deserving of your trust. And right now, there's not a lot of women who deserve that trust. Not a lot of women who will hold back if they get their feelings hurt from using the system there to, as their gun, using that to destroy your life. So who's playing the game here? You're basically just playing Russian roulette if you engage in pickup artistry, past the point of just getting a woman to say that they would sleep with you. If you follow through on it, you're most likely going to get fucked, seriously, and not in the way you wanted. So aside from that, what's the difference? Pickup artistry might help you get past some of your OCD type avoidance or other issues with women, but it's not going to take you very far. MGTOW can actually give you a solid base of being secure within yourself without the need to ask what do women want, because you don't even give a shit anymore. If a woman comes along and you manage to engage in some sort of a relationship with her on a safe basis, then great. But pickup artistry is not the path there. It may be a tool to get you to MGTOW, but pickup artistry is actually just the first step on the way to MGTOW. That's the way I see it, anyways. And now for the rape joke of the week. A German woman's in a bar. She's got 7 pickup artists all hitting on her at the same time. She leaves the bar because she's getting really nervous and they follow her out. And she's like, oh my God, I'm in trouble. She yells, 9, 9. So they go and get 2 more.